Hello everyone, and welcome to this first video in the series of SolidWorks lectures, which we will be going from start to finish, starting with simple 2D sketches and working our way all the way up to more advanced high-level assemblies. But the topics of this first video are simply going to be going over the user interface for SolidWorks, how to create sketches on planes, and different kind of sketching and trimming tools that are available to us within SolidWorks. So go ahead and open up SolidWorks. I've got my SolidWorks icon down in my taskbar. You might have it somewhere else. So we'll just give this a quick minute to load up. Alright, so if this is your first time opening SolidWorks, it's probably going to ask you to declare what kind of unit system you're working in, whether it be ANSI or ISO. If you're part of my classes, go ahead and select ANSI as your units, because you're mostly going to be working within inches for most of the parts that we do. So once you go ahead and do that, you can then declare what kind of file you're looking to create: a part file, assembly file, or drawing file. We're going to work our way through all three of these files as we go along through the lecture series, but for now we're going to be working strictly in parts. So I'm going to go ahead and select part. Alright, and that brings us to the user interface of the part file. So up here we've got the different kinds of palettes that we have. We've got the sketch palette that allows us to create new sketches on different planes, different kinds of sketch tools that are available to us: lines, circles, rectangles, arcs, and so on and so forth. Different kinds of trimming tools and other tools that are available to us that we'll go over as this series progresses. We've also got the features palette. So once we have our completed sketches, that allow us to create 3D geometry based upon the 2D sketches that we've created. And we also have the evaluate palette, which will allow us to do measurements, do mass, find mass properties of our parts, so on and so forth. If we look a little bit more, we got here, we got our XYZ coordinate system. That's our reference. And down here is where it declares the unit system which we were working with. So right now I'm in inch, pound, seconds. That's my standard. But if I wanted to change it to millimeters, grams, or meters, kilograms, we can go ahead and do it that way as well. So let's jump into creating our first sketch. So I'm going to click on the sketch palette, and I'm going to click right here. If you click this drop down, you'll see 3D sketch. We don't want to do that for a while now. We're going to go over that in a later video, but let's just stick to simply the regular sketch. So to create a sketch, we have to declare a plane to create the sketch on. SolidWorks has a built-in front, top, and right plane that we can use to select. So the front plane would be on the XY coordinate system, the right plane would be on the YZ coordinate system, and the top plane would be on the XZ coordinate system. I'm going to go ahead and select the front plane for our first sketch. So I select the front plane and it goes normal to that plane, and now we can create our sketch. So I'm going to start with just a simple line, and I'm just going to left click somewhere out in space, and I'll left click again, and that'll end the line. So if I want to keep on going, I can just keep going and left clicking wherever I want to place a point. And then if I want to close this off, I just come back to this first point, click on it, and that'll close the contour. Now, SolidWorks will go ahead and shade in our sketch once it's fully closed. If we want to turn that off, just come up here to shaded sketch contours, and I can unclick it if I don't want it to be that way. But I find it to be a useful tool, so I like to use it. So let's say I wanted to go ahead and delete certain line segments. I can just click on a line segment, hit the delete button, and the shading went away because I no longer have a closed contour. If I want to go ahead and undo it, I can just hit Control Z, and that will undo what I had just done. Now if I want to select all the line segments to delete, I just hit Control A. Up here it'll show all my selected entities. I just hit delete, and I can delete everything. Let's take a look at what else we got here. So under lines, we have this drop down here. So we've also got a center line. This is what's called a construction line. It's going to be used strictly for a reference. We're going to make a lot of good use of this once we start getting into doing some more examples. So this is not a line that's going to be part, or should I say, used when creating a 3D model, but it's going to be used strictly for reference. So let me go ahead and delete that, hit Control A, hit delete. Let's take a look at what else we got. So under this circle, we've got the different kinds of circles. We've got a 2-point circle, and we've also got a 3-point circle. So let's go ahead and just look at the 2-point circles. So under the 2-point circle, I'll select the center point as my first point, and then I'll drag outwards, left click again, and I can create a circle. I can do that somewhere else in space and just create circles. Now let's click on the 3-point circle. So I give it 3 points, point 1, point 2, and point 3. And that'll generate another circle. Go ahead and I'll delete all that. Control A and delete. Let's see what else I got. I got rectangles. So different kinds of rectangles. I got the 2-point rectangle. I've got a center rectangle, 3-point rectangles, another kind of 3-point rectangles, and this will allow me to create a parallelograms. Let's just start with this first one and see what it does. So I'll click on the origin, and I'll drag outwards. Got my first rectangle. Let's try center rectangle. So I'll click here, drag outwards. I got another one. Let's try this one. 1, 2, 3. Let's give this one a try. So 1, 2, 3. And the parallelogram. 1, 2, 3. Hit OK. So if I want to delete all that, I just hit Control A. It'll highlight all the lines. They'll all populate in the selected entities column, and I can hit delete. But let's just say I wanted to delete just certain line segments. I can click this one. I can hold down Control and select multiple line segments. I can just hit delete. And that will allow me to just delete certain line segments as opposed to deleting all of them. So I just hold down Control and select the line segments I want. So I'll do that again. This one, and this one. And I'll hit delete. And just delete the segments that I wanted to delete. But let's keep going. Let's see what other sketch tools we have. So let's go Control A and delete. So let's take a look at what I got in arcs. So I got a couple different kinds of arcs. I've got a center point arc, I've got tangent arcs, and I've got a 3-point arc. Let's look at the center point arc. So select the center point, and then the two out points on the outer circumference of the arc. So I'll click here, here, and here, and that'll give me my arc. I can click here for my 3-point arc. This is the one that I personally find to be the most useful. So I'll select the origin, this point, and this point. So let's go ahead and let's delete that. Let's take a look at what else we got. So we got ellipses. So pretty straightforward. You click, drag outwards, and then drag outwards. So 3 points for an ellipse. We'll delete that. And let's see, we got slots. So you've got a straight slot, a center point slot, 3-point arc slot, and another arc slot. So let's take a look at straight slot. So I'll select that. It looks like it's going to ask me for 3 different points. So I'll go 1, 2, 3. Let's take a look at this one, the center point straight slot. So 1, 2, 3. we'll delete all that, do the other slots. So let's take a look at the 3-point arc slot. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the center point arc slot, so it looks like it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's keep going. I'll hit escape. Oops. Go back into edit sketch. Control A and delete it. So what I just did there is I accidentally exited the sketch. So if you notice on your feature tree, it's showing sketch 1. So if I were to exit the sketch, it helps if I have something in the sketch for it to save. So let's just say I've got a circle. And I'll hit exit sketch. It's going to populate in your feature tree. So as you go along, add more sketches, more features, your feature tree is going to grow larger and larger, and it's going to be in the order of which you created the sketches and the features. So if I ever want to go back into and edit something, I just right click on it, select edit sketch, and then go right back into editing. So I'll go ahead and delete that. Let's take a look at something else I got in here. So I got polygons. So I can select the number of sides. Let's just say 5. And I'm just going to draw outwards like that. Let's see the other things I got. So I got sketch fillets. So this will allow me to round off a sharp a sharp corner. So if I select sketch fillet, I can select this point, and it'll round off that edge right there. I can do the same thing for the chamfer. So I drop down, click sketch chamfer, I can do the same thing with another point. Alright, so those are the kinds of tools that we have available as to create to draw. Let's look at some of the tools we have to actually edit the drawing. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to delete this, and I'm just going to put in a few sketches. So I'll just make a circle here, a circle here, and a circle here. Now, if you look at this, I got a couple lines that are crisscrossing. Now, let's just say I want it just to be one contour. I can come up here and I come up here to trim entities, and I can make use of the power trim. So if I just left click and hold down the click button and just draw this line, everything this touches, it's going to delete the sketch entities up until a point. So let's take a closer look at this. So if I want to delete this line here, I've got a point here and a point here. So if I just take the power trim and draw through this line, it's going to delete up into those points. And the same thing here, and the same thing here. So the power trim is a very, very useful tool to get rid of extra sketch entities that you do not want be in your sketch. So let's go ahead and do it for this video. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and leave me a like, maybe a comment below. And if you really like it and want to see more content like this, go hit that subscribe button. Until next time, see you later. Bye-bye.